all of you watching on the replay. I hate this glare right here. Watch what happens when I put it on the phone mount. Well, that don't look too bad, I guess. Can I get an audio check? Check on the audio. Well, we don't have anybody here yet to give me an audio check, but I am coming to you from Laredo for those of you that want to know. I've been here for a little bit. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But here shortly, I should start feeling some bumping around and getting loaded. What's up, Highway Hooligan? It's been a while, man. How you been? What's happening? What's new? How's your journey going? I mean, oh, it's me. I done ran out of clock. Sitting here at the shipper and done ran out of time. Now, I know some of you very company men, compliant people would, I don't know what you would do. My ass is going to roll out of here whenever I can when they're finally getting loaded. I'm going to really be out of time then. And I'm going to go to a truck stop down the road and not lose a second of sleep over it. Not a second. And you know, there's a DOT blitz coming up. If that does happen, I'll make a video about it because I'll get a ticket for an hour of service violation. You guys eat stuff up like that when Truckerjim gets in trouble or anybody does. Good day from Australia, mate. How are you, James Richardson? Appreciate you commenting as often as you do. And we got Arnold Jackson tuning in. You know, it's been gotten to the point. I'm tired of hearing myself bitch about communication and new dispatchers and planners and things. So how about I save you guys the trouble of ending the video because I'm killing your buzz and I don't go there, and we'll talk about something exciting. But can I get an audio check? Check 1 2 1 2, and the audio should remain. I know you hear my fan back here, but it should be just as good right here as it was when I was up there. Can somebody give me some acknowledgement that that is indeed the case? Because in my last video, them assholes, and I will say it to Mr. Brown of NFI because it is true. The Michelin City Loop, it's as if they're trained to be assholes to truck drivers. Even the design of their building and the roads there. Now, there's one patch that they repaved. That was kind of cool. But coming around the other direction like I did, it's just as bad as that other was before. And, well, this load I'm getting now, it ain't going there. It's going to Home Depot. But after in Houston, I don't know why they want to keep me in Houston. I guess now here's where I mess up sometimes. I'm like, hey, whatever you guys need, I'm your guy. You know, you can count on me. I need to stop saying shit like that because then we can give him the bullshit if that's the case. What? That's not what I mean when I say that. And I really need to stop mixing words and confusing people when I say, hey, whatever you guys need, you can count on me. I'm your guy. Don't mean give me bullshit and waste my time a lot and have me sitting and moving around empties and all that stuff. So I'm never going to say that to them again, ever. Never. But anyway, what brought me up with Michelin, this is my notebook, and I did a video that only like 500 people have seen so far, which that's not very good. And it's been up over a day, but a video called 20 plus trucker must haves. These are things if you're for OTR driver. For an OTR driver, I think they're must haves. I mean, there's probably plenty of people that don't have like a Bluetooth headset and they kind of mess it up. I think it would add some value. But anyway, I found that list in this notebook that I had wrote some time ago, and also came across another list. That's why it's important to write things down, guys, because you can come back to it later. I don't know if any of you how am I gonna kind of say it? Not that I'm bipolar, but sometimes I show symptoms of bipolar. That's the way I say it. Instead of giving myself a diagnosis that there is something wrong with me and I need a pill for it. I think that's a messed up loser way of thinking. So I don't do that. But writing things down, like sometimes I may what the doctors will call a manic state. I think I'm just like super excited and have some juice flowing with me, and I'm very inspired during those times or in a flow state. And you all have experienced, a similar thing in your life as well. And man, those are awesome times. I love them. If you can write during that time, how cool it is when you come back at a later time and maybe not in such a state. You may be in a down state, be a little bummed, but be depressed or not feeling good about yourself, or had some kind of setback. But then when you come across the words when you were in the flow state, feeling the juice, it kind of reconnects you to those emotions that you had at the time. And I've got a bucket list. In my last video, I started talking about my bucket list, and then, them assholes at Michelin, oh, you got to back up a little bit over the speed bump. There's a sensor in it or something for the gate, so you need to do that before we can take your license and look at your paperwork for a while and then slide it back, all that. But anyway, when I did that and I cranked the truck up, freaking truck, it does it a lot. I don't know if anybody else can relate, but the truck Bluetooth will grab like my phone connection and it will go away from here. So I'm down in the cage there at Michelin, think I'm talking to you guys, and all you do is see me. You can't hear me. And then I tell you the last one, and that was it. And somebody paid, I think it was it Mike? Paid $5 to hear the the bucket list. And guess what? This is a new video. It is going to take a super chat for me to say them again, but it's only a $2 minimum. And while y'all are deciding if you want to hear the 25, I don't want to call them items because these aren't so much, these are more experiences. And let me get a taco. I, I kind of want another taco on my bucket list too. I lost my train of thought. I was gonna check the comments. That's what it is, and it's gonna take a super chat to share the bucket list. But I will go through them, and we'll talk. Do you guys even know what a bucket list is? Let me check the comments. We got the highway hooligan and Guy Williams from Florida. What's up? And Stephen Golove. I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. Daggum highway hooligan had quit trucking and joined the Navy. In the Navy is where highway hooligan is. You were like a highway patrolman or something at one point too, weren't you? Speaking of lists, highway, I have made money in a variety of ways. I hope he isn't coming here. He's not. Because I wasn't ready to stop talking with you guys, even though I'm completely out of time and I'm not doing a break here. Unless it takes 10 hours for them to load me, then I guess I'll do a break here because I am certainly in the sleeper berth. But I've also got a list of all, we'll just say jobs for simplicity's sake. I don't consider every one of them, quote unquote, a job. So the job's just over broke. They'll pay you just enough so you won't quit, and you'll do just enough not to get fired. It's kind of like the job employee. And I've kind of noticed that a lot with like at work now. At one point, it felt like there were people who took ownership and pride like in the company, and it was more than just their job. And then when they leave, they're not thinking about it. But to each his own. I do have some. Did I see a poop in my comments? Let's keep going. Jim Dunn just got home today enjoying some family time. Well, that is good stuff. And boom, we just got the $9.99 super chat. So as soon as I get to the bottom of the comments, we will get started on the bucket list. And I will see who that was as I scroll down a little further. Arnold Jackson, that's how they will do you. Give you the bullshit and everyone else gets the good stuff. I kind of expect good stuff, but I guess, I would think it kind of, levels its way out. I feel I'm getting smacked in the face the last 2 days, though. Been like four local things. When I thought I was just going to go down to Laredo, Houston, Laredo, somewhere far. And I ain't even got out of Laredo yet. Society wants you to believe we are weird, strange, when our minds have the ability to expand. Who's really the weird ones? I like how you think there next, Jim. Someone lend me a few bucks for a chat or a super chat. Jim Dunn, appreciate it, brother. No, I met you at Walmart. This is how when I was driving for Heartland Express. I was a mechanic before. Okay, well, right on. All right, this is my bucket list for you guys that don't know. When I guess bucket list maybe kind of became mainstream, there was a movie, I think Jack Nicholas and Morgan Freeman. Both of them were like old men and dying. And I didn't watch the movie in a while, but some kind of way they came up with what they called their bucket list, a list of things they wanted to do before they died. And it's a common and a very inspiring movie. And I guess it inspired me to write a bucket list too. Because, when you're young, you don't really so much think about death and dying. And then some people you know and love, they die. And then when they die, you don't ever see them again. Not in this life, anyway. And I was thinking earlier today, I had four guys that I went to school with. These weren't just people in my school. These were friends. Mike Henderson was the first one. It was he was a passenger, but was in a Toyota pickup truck, went off the road, wrecked, went into the creek, and he was killed. And then Ed Yowzy was in my graduating class. I saw him the night I went to boot camp in the Marine Corps. He just happened to be down at the same hotel. But I believe it was a car wreck with Ed. Died probably within a couple of years after high school. And I don't know. There's been a lot. And then I've lost my father, my grandmother too. And one day it's going to be the day for all of us. And that's part of nature. That's no surprise. But what do we want to do while we're here? I mean, it's really easy to get caught up in, I got to go to work because I got to pay bills. And that becomes your existence. And eating Twinkies and stuff out of vending machines, while you're doing it and everything. And it's so easy to lose sight of why we're here. Why are we here? And why are we as special as we are? I think it's more than to just, I don't know, do a job so we can pay bills. Is that have experiences. And that's mainly what my bucket list is, but also to gain knowledge and understanding because we come in the world being a complete dumbass. We don't want to leave it that way, do we? But my first item on my list is, I don't know if that's showing up right there, but it's to read the entire Bible. I've read a good bit of the Bible, especially like Proverbs in the New Testament, but I hear a lot of people have an opinion about the Bible that haven't read it. I want to read. Then you have to ask yourself, well, what version? King James, NIV, American Standard? Probably NIV is the one that comes out easier. But go talking to a Pentecostal preacher, and they'll be acting like the NIV's like a Led Zeppelin record or something. They're like King James all the way. But there are some differences in the translations. But anyway, that's on my bucket list. Read the entire Bible. Number two. Now we start getting fun stuff, right? I want to catch a fish that weighs more than I do. Last time I weighed, I came in at 185 pounds. I've had a few tacos and things since then, so we'll call it 190-ish. Or a 200-pound fish. Let's keep it simple. Catch a fish that weighs over 200 pounds. I don't care if it's a marlin or a catfish. So far, the biggest fish I've ever caught is 70 pounds. And it was a flathead catfish. Me and my dad caught it in the river with our hands. Leave a comment below if you'd like to know more details about catching 70-pound catfish with your hands. Some people call it noodling. We call it grabbling. Number three is a vacation, but not just any vacation, a vacation to Mexico. And I don't know much Spanish, but Cancun, all inclusive. And like if we just talking bucket list, that would be the start of the journey. And then check out some of the sites in South America, like the Aztec ruins, the pyramid, there's pyramids in South America as well. Catch a peacock bass, but a trip south of the border is on my bucket list. And actually visit Mayan ruins and scuba diving can probably be accomplished on that same trip. Now, number 6, it's a YouTube goal. Let's have 1 million subs. Be a guest on the Joe Rogan show, or now to get on Joe Rogan, it was originally the Tonight Show. You got to do something kind of cool in order to get there. So that would go without saying, I don't know, some event would happen, but to be on the Joe Rogan show, have some whiskey, smoke some weed with Joe Rogan live on a podcast, that would be pretty cool. Now, this is the one that really makes me smile. See the Gamecocks win the national championship in football. Host a Super Bowl party is number 10. Number 11 is to make a music video as far as film it and edit it. And I'm kind of working on that right now. It's not finished, but it has definitely been started. It's for a song called Tetra by a band called Lack Thereof. Once again, that is Lack Thereof. Song is called Tetra, Tetra. You can find it on Apple Music. You can find it on YouTube. There's not a video yet, but the song's there. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's a pretty cool song. Number 12, I'm going to change this. It was be in a movie. I've already been in a movie. It's going to be make a movie. Which what I mean by that is write it and direct it. Boom, it's official, guys. It's on my bucket list. Number 13 is make 10 scroll videos. I've kind of already done that, but they aren't good enough to actually be bucket list items. They were kind of just practice. They were really me just reading it. I didn't really even have them memorized. They're not real. They're kind of weird. You guys don't have to go watch those. But actually, my movie is scroll inspired too. But I won't go all into details. We're just kind of covering the bucket list right here. All right, we're getting to some more traveling. Visit the Grand Canyon. Now, when I visit the Grand Canyon, I want to do it for about a week. Me and my buddy Philip LaCroix have been talking about planning the trip. About $3,000. You go out to Vegas, they helicopter you out to the Grand Canyon, and they've got like rafts and all that stuff and food. And you go down a few miles, and then you stop and camp out, and I don't know, trip on mushrooms and stuff under the stars at the Grand Canyon or peyote or something mind altering. But that sounds like fun in the Grand Canyon, and I'm gonna vlog it and take a drone because I mean it's a freaking Grand Canyon. Are you kidding me? That would be amazing scenery. Number 15. This makes me smile thinking about this. I've practiced this a few times, visualizing the emotion or the feeling of donating $50,000 to some good cause. Stroke a check for $50,000 to help people or a person in some kind of way. I don't know what it is yet. Now today that won't be happening today because sadly to say I cannot put my hands on $50,000 right now without really doing something extra creative. Like it is not in place. But that will not stay that way because number 16 on the bucket list is to be a millionaire. And I really believe I would be great at it. Be a really, really, really good at being a millionaire. Number 17 is tour the White House. Probably not in the next 3 years or so, though, but sometime after that, tour the White House. I've never hung out in Washington, D.C. For some reason, my eighth grade class, they skipped us. And I don't know, I think we went to the zoo or something instead of the White House, like all the kids before me and after me. But I would like to spend some time in Washington, D.C. and tour the White House. You know, Willie Nelson got to tour the White House, and there's even a rumor that he smoked a doobie on the roof of the White House. If anyone's heard that before or can verify it, let us know in the comments. All right, we're getting down to on the list. Get a tattoo on my right arm and back. Like I've got, I don't know if I've ever showed you guys this, but this is the one tattoo I have. It's a lion, but I used to have another tattoo that this is covering up. But this side, there's nothing. And I'm thinking about a sun on this, and then my last name on my back, kind of like a football jersey is. I want to get a little more tatted up. I do. At least those two. 19 is to coach a youth football team, which has always been, I don't know. I I think that would be great on so many levels. Not college kids or anything like that, but somewhere around 10, 11, 12 years old, younger kids, but coach a youth football team. Number 20 is to have a 700 beacon score. It's not there yet. It's still in the sixes. But to have a 700 plus beacon score. Number 21, be in the best shape of my life at 50 years old. Now that don't mean I can't continue to get in better shape after 50, but at 50, be in better shape than I am now and than I was in high school. I got to start running in order to do that. I have got my weight down. I guess I'm maybe 35 pounds less than I was at my heaviest currently. It's tough to like stay in real good shape as a trucker. I know you truckers probably know what I'm talking about. But you can not go to shit. At least have that as a goal. Is to not like just like going downhill like a snowball headed for hell. I heard so much good old country music on the Houston radio. So I guess that's one good thing about being in Houston. But be in the best shape of my life at 50 years old. I wrote that really big in this notebook. Like that is a priority, and diet's probably more. I don't know. Diet and activity and moving are kind of neck and neck. Now this 22, like I almost neg myself out thinking of all the reasons that this is not going to happen. And pretty much every one of them has to do with a dollar that's like required of me, and this would be kind of expensive too. But for anybody that's known me any amount of time knows I'm a little weird, uh, and I want to make movies, and I talk about it a lot, and I've never made one, and I feel like people think I should just shut up and that I'm full of shit. But like on my bucket list, get a degree, go to film school at USC. That's in Columbia. That's where the Gamecocks are. But they have I haven't really heard raving reviews, and like I don't know, high level filmmakers are coming out of there or anything necessarily. I've never got a referral. I just know they have one, and I figure I would probably learn some stuff if I was in film school. As far as lighting, lenses, and all the different other jobs. Like if you ever watch a movie, the credits, like a dolly grip, what's that guy do? Maybe I could start out off as a dolly grip, with a studio. But anyway, if half of my bucket list items are accomplished, what an amazing life I had, right? Right? So it's to be expected there are some on here that may not be checked off. In USC film school degree, that's kind of the one that, and then, but I question myself. I bet I could make it happen if I made that my top priority and forgot everything else. But anyway, let me move on along. And 23 is kind of in line with being a millionaire, but it's accumulate $5 million, which means this don't necessarily have to be my money, but I really need to accumulate $5 million so number 24 can happen. And what I've written down is number 24. This is on the bucket list. These are things I want to do before my heart stops beating. Is an RV tour around the United States, and vlog it. Maybe even turn it into a TV show after it was done. Hopefully, I won't be by myself and in solitude on my RV tour around America, going to all the concerts and football games and Burning Man and Woodstock if they have that again, and the Grand Canyon, and have to take some kayaks and just exploring, seeing stars, hanging out with maybe some of you guys that started watching me on YouTube. I can swing on by and blow a little air horn in the RV, and we'll hang out and do something cool. My plan is to start that when I retire from. I don't even really like the word retire, but it's 65, and I have in my head that the RV tour will take 2 years to complete. Two of every season out on the road. That's 24 of them. I have one last one, but I'm going to check your comments. I don't know if any of my bucket list items resonated with you. Maybe you share a similar desire, or considering maybe making a bucket list for yourself as well. Let us know in the comments. Actually, there hadn't been many. Whenever we get in the same area or city, I want you to hit a Planet Fitness with me. We will be two gyms in the gym. That would almost have to be a video there, Jim. Jim and Jim in the gym. Come on now. I probably just I hadn't got you probably got a black card membership, so even if I didn't have one, you could get me in. I just couldn't tan in bed, is the way that works. It's hard to eat healthy on the road. It is, James, if you're not prepared and you're relying on choices that happen to be there where you're stopped. It is difficult. But if you're prepared and develop the habit of, similar to like what I'm working on to develop, and I do good sometimes, and I say fuck it and get a taco sometimes, which is okay. I am not trying to completely deprive myself of all joy from food, and just eat, I don't know, kale all the time or anything. Not at all. I like tasty, good food. Um, but as I've really got educated on how America is completely being manipulated by marketing companies and food companies into consuming poison that their body does not like on a regular basis. Yeah, I said it. Like if it's got corn in it, it ain't doing a damn thing good for you. It ain't. If it's got soy in it, it ain't doing nothing good for you. Uh, those are big ones, and sugar too. But we're addicted to sugar, and sugar gets us off. You ever gave a baby that hadn't had it, it's been drinking milk or whatever, and baby food, and give them something sweet? Man, they light up, and they don't ever want to let it go. But sugar's toxic. It's not helping us out. It's not. Anyway, where I was going with that, as I started, making changes, and I did it. I got motivated. Misty showed me a picture she snapped of me unexpectedly, and I was naked and I wasn't sucking in my belly. And my belly was so big, and I was like, oh my God, is that me? That's me? Like, I was still disillusioned, and I was convinced I was still hot. And I could, get like some kind of ab showing if I I flexed real hard. But I saw that, and then I had a physical, and when my results came back, it had me as obese. And I don't know, that was a turning point for me. I was like, this is not who I am. It's not how I see myself. And I started changing my habits that very same day. That next morning, I put butter in my coffee, and I've been doing it just about every day since then. But that's not what we ain't going all into this video. But it was a turning point. It was a decision, and you know, thankfully people have those in life, and I had that one in my life, and I hope I have some more of them that are significant moments that are turning points where new habits are developed, because the results we get in life are in direct proportion to the habits we have. That is not my opinion. That's just the way it is. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. Change your habits. You'll probably feel different about it. It'll be a benefit for you. But just to recap the bucket list: read the Bible, catch a big fish, vacation to Cancun, visit my ruins, scuba dive, have 1 million YouTube subscribers, be a guest on Joe Rogan, see the Gamecocks win the Natty, watch a football game in 10 NFL stadiums, host a Super Bowl party, make a music video, make a movie, make 10 scroll videos into something or another, visit the Grand Canyon and get epic drone footage, donate $50,000 to a good cause, become a millionaire, tour the White House, get a tattoo on my right arm and back, coach a youth football team, have a 700 beacon score, be in the best shape of my life at 50 years old, go to USC, South Carolina Film School, get a degree, make a bunch of friends that like to make movies, accumulate $5 million for the RV tour around the U.S., which will be the most epic journey ever with 4 of my favorite people, and vlog it. And 25, this could happen later today. This could happen on the RV tour. This could happen on the set of the Scroll movie when that happens, or this could happen as I'm reeling in that big fish, or it could happen on my deathbed. But I would like to witness a miracle. Yeah, I don't know what, just a miracle, something that defies science. That's amazing, like the return of Jesus. That would probably fall into that category. Science don't see that one coming. But that's my bucket list. 15 of you hung around to see it. Thanks a lot. With a 30-minute video, so it's probably a good time to end. And I still haven't felt any bumping around. Maybe I'll. Ah, yes. See you next time, guys.